welcome to the Wise Men Say podcast. It's preview show time again. I'm Matthew again, and I'm joined by Richard again. Hi, Richard.
Another pub. Yeah.
We should plug it. It's new.
Yeah, we should. So, what's it called?
It's called These Things Happen. It's the
ladies and gents.
It's called These Things Happen. It's on the road. What's this road called? Harbour View, basically.
If you don't know, it's where I park my car before the match.
It's where Richard parks his car before the match. His registration plate. It's a new bar on the former Harbour View Motors site, and it's great. They've got some really good beers on, and they're doing food from next week, I think. And it's massive, and they've done a really good job of doing out a derelict building, really. There's one stop next door for tabs and mints. So, it's great, really. It's a local business. The local lads got the business, so come along and support them and see us record this. Well, we've gone now.
Not here all the time.
We could be. We could move in, actually.
I bought a car from here.
From the pub?
Yeah, from the pub, yeah.
That's somebody's car. Can I take that one for a test drive?
Can I have a shopper hopper and a Ford Fiesta, please?
Yes.
No, I bought a car from here, going back 16 years now.
Have you still got it?
No, it perished. It fell apart. Actually, it was the subject of the newsletter a few months ago.
Oh, right.
Saying that Sunderland season started much like my Ford Fiesta bought from Harbour View Motors.
Well, the Sunderland season now is very much like your lovely comfy car.
It is. It's brilliant. Fantastic.
I mean, we sit here as we're about to reflect on another 3-1 victory at Blackburn Rovers this time last night, and then obviously 2 wins in a week. 3 in a row. It's good, isn't it?
It's the first 3 in a row since I'd forgotten now. It's League One, I think.
Yeah.
I imagine it would be League One.
Yeah. I don't think we did it last season. In a sweet note.
It's the first 3 wins in a row in 3 different kits since League
2018-19.
And before then, you'd have to go back to the late 80s.
Mm.
So that's a nice little fact.
Yeah, it is.
I think I'm not looking at the league table. I did have a sneaky look.
Are you still not having the league table then?
I'm not at this stage. No.
I don't know. I think it's after the first. I think it's.
Well, like Ella last night was like, "Oh, we're up to 4th." Not really that. That's not interesting to me now, because I don't expect Preston to be there come the end of the season. Yet they've started like a train.
Yeah.
But the fact that we've got 16 from a possible 18 that's the kind of stuff that interests me, and it's really good to see. It's like, I don't think we've had that kind of return even in League One. Even in League One, I don't think we've had a situation where we've had 6 games where we've only dropped 2 points.
We haven't.
No.
We've dropped 5 points.
What? No, I mean in 6 games we've dropped 2 points.
Oh, how many games have we played all together? 8?
8.
Oh, right, I was going to say.
Yeah, so if you just ignore the start of the season.
Oh, right, yeah, well, we're going to have to do that.
Yeah. Ignore it, then just take it from the Rotherham game.
Yeah.
We've got 16 from it.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't ignore the start of the season, the teams we've lost to are above us.
Yeah.
Right. Ipswich have started on fire, Preston are top, and in the middle of them you've got Chris's Foxes, who we face soon-ish, October, I think.
Yeah.
Which is soon. October is after September this year.
I've heard about that. That's one of the AFL rule changes, isn't it?
I don't like it.
Keep foxing us with that.
Chris is foxing us.
Chris is foxing us. Alright, yeah. No, it's, you can't read anything into the league table so far, but momentum is huge, and also kind of building a really good foundation of points to mount what might be, it's a credible. We can build a credible bid for promotion from a decent base of points. And while we weren't really spoken about at all last season, we were constantly written off, not only by external people, but people within the 4 walls of Sunderland Football Club. We consistently kind of defied the odds last season. This season could be a little different, and we might be starting to be talked about as possible promotion contenders.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did fancy us in the summer, and early doors particularly, it was it was difficult to see why. Like when the transfer window was coming to a close, we hadn't really assembled a squad. We'd lost the first 2 games. We'd been unceremoniously booted out of the League Cup by Crewe, and then the Rotherham game, for all it wasn't great, seems to have been some kind of turning point, and then going away to Coventry, getting the draw, and then winning the 3 on the bounce since then. You can kind of see why. I mean, last night, go through the game briefly, I think it's safe to say that we were fortunate to be ahead at half-time, I'd say.
Yeah, we were. I really liked watching Blackburn. I didn't watch it live, but I watched the 90 minutes on YouTube today. And it was.
Did you avoid the score?
No. Imagine. No. It was good to see, like, a team trying to win a game. You know, we come against so many teams, especially in League One, where they're just not trying to win and just try not to lose. And you get that in the Premier League, and you get it from certain teams in the Championship as well. And it's just a bit rubbish, really.
It's just boring.
You see, you know, as I said last week about QPR, that it must be terrible being a QPR fan at the moment.
Ever,
yeah. Actually, no, they're quite fashionable.
Yeah, the old retro kits are quite cool.
Yeah, didn't someone out like the Clash support them and stuff?
Rory will know this.
Rory will know. He'll be shouting at his phone now. It's Mick Jones, I think.
Yeah, we'll say it's Mick Jones.
Yeah, turns out he's not. Turns out he hated football. But no, like that kind of football.
Mick Jones was I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm going to Google it. Yeah, but just seeing 2 teams that were like kind of going hell for leather at each other was chaotic, but in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously got the penalty. It was a penalty, but I was like, he's unlucky there, really, because he's just trying to clear the ball, I think, and Clark's nipped round the back of him and been booted up the arse.
Just left a leg in, didn't he? Yeah, it's one of those.
I'd have been like, it's obviously a foul, and particularly because we got it. I think if it's given it against you, you're a bit like, oh, well, he's trying to kick the ball there. Then Ballard's off the pitch and they score, which you could see coming because we didn't have a centre-half and no one really filled in for him, which was good. I don't think Mowbray was particularly enlightened with the first half performance. But then we managed to go in front with Dan Neal's lovely taken goal just before half-time. And then obviously the second half we weathered a little bit, but I don't think Blackburn offered a great deal in the second half. I thought they offered a lot more in the first half in terms of creativity and obviously not the end product, but they seemed to run out of steam a little bit, and then obviously we got the third one and killed it off.
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously the same scoreline, but very different in make-up to the QPR game. But similarities in that we scored just before half-time. And that, I think that the fact that we had something to hold on to probably just changed the dynamic of the game from being like this end-to-end kind of basketball game to being something a little bit more sedate, where we could control it a little bit more and just put the finishing touches on with that third goal. Once again, like Jack Clark, just at the heart of it. And you know, I rate him massively, but he seems to have like just stepped it up again, like consistency wise. It's like there now.
You like what he offers as well in terms of like his actual produce and his stats. It's just remarkable. I mean, he's had 5 goals this season now, and he's on fire at the minute. Teams just got like that third goal. They just couldn't get anywhere near him. He's won the penalty. He's took the penalty. It wasn't the best penalty, but he's won the penalty and scored it. You can't really ask for a lot more from him. And to be fair, from a lot of them, really, I thought Ballard was excellent last night. Thought Barr had a decent game. He looks tricky. Just needs to calm down a little bit when he gets into the final third.
That chance he had when I think he was offside, was he? When the deflection that Pears kind of tipped around the post. Really good save in the end. I think he was offside. That was a really, really good chance. You know, I see like parallels like that we didn't see this from him last season.
No.
Like he's putting a run together. Now he's making this position his own, and he's given Mowbray Tony Mowbray a reason not to drop him. And
You'd think Roberts would come in sooner rather than later, despite this.
well, yeah, because ultimately I think Roberts is probably a better.
Really is. Yeah.
He is a better player than him. But it's a cliche alert. It's a nice problem to have. We keep saying it, but I'm sure Mowbray would rather have people banging down his door.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Compared to having to put like the token young lads on the bench to make up the numbers, you've got people who are actually like, when they come on, right, I'm going to show you why I should be in the team next week. You can't, it's no bad thing at all. I think like Roberts, you've got basically all of the new lads to come in. You've still got. I can't say his name. The man with the 2 A's.
It's Aushish.
Is it?
Aushish.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Sounds like oh shit.
Yeah. That's what they'll be saying. Sheesh.
Yeah. Hey.
Aushish.
And we've got the lads from the Ukraine as well. Has he got his visa yet?
Apparently not.
Who's in charge of this?
It's Fred.
Fred from Premier Passion.
From Premier Passions, yeah. No, I'm not sure because obviously he's not featured.
Well, he's not allowed.
You don't have a work permit.
Yeah.
Can you at least train? Can you train?
Well, he has been training.
Can you train? Is that part of your job?
Maybe they're not paying him.
They're doing it like cash in hand.
Yeah. Maybe he's like just at the embassy in London.
Well, that's the thing. It's going to involve a trip to the embassy.
Yeah.
It is going to involve a trip to the embassy. And he's going to walk in
I'll be down in a minute.
Walk in there, see Julian.
Yeah. See,
Wrong embassy.
No, it's the Ecuador. He doesn't live here anymore.
Because they're all next to each other.
He doesn't live here. He hasn't lived here for years. It's Julian in. Assange.
Getting his bloody post.
I keep getting Julian Assange's post. Yeah.
So it's going to involve a trip to the embassy and some kind of person having to vouch for him.
Well,
because remember, like in the old days when you had to get a work permit for players outside.
I put a good word in for him.
For like players outside of the EU, you had to go and you had to go to the embassy. But there was also like,
is this why we couldn't get one for Brad Field?
There was something to do with like if they didn't play enough international games or something. Or if you didn't play them enough, or there was no chance of them being I don't know what kind of test they applied, but the world's a little bit of a different place now as a global economy, and the fact that we paid a lot of money for them in comparative terms for the last few years of Sunderland expenditures, it's a chunk of money that we won't get a refund on.
Maybe we'll have signed Julian Assange instead.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not going to be like an embarrassing footnote on. But
I mean, it's been.
You think it's going to be a formality?
It's been a few weeks now, and if he still hasn't got it, it's sort of like, am I gonna get? I'll give you tomorrow, like.
He's still in pension.
Has he lost? Have they lost the work permit? I'll put it down. I'm gonna have to make 2 trips, man. I keep dropping bits of it.
So yeah, fingers crossed that
I've forgotten his name now and all.
It's Rusin. Yeah. So,
Julian Rusin.
Julian Rusin of the Gabon
Ecuadorian embassy.
Care of.
Well, if you've
Very
seen
much a care
Julian Assange, or you are Julian Assange, is he in prison?
Yeah, he's a bad man, isn't he? Yeah. Find out.
Yeah, Google him.
I've already Googled Mick Jones is a QPR.
All right, well, Google Julian Assange.
Find out who Julian Assange supports.
Well, actually, we'll take a break while Richard Googles Julian Assange. We'll be back soon to talk about Cardiff on Sunday. Welcome back to the Wise Men Say podcast. Richard has an update on Julian Assange.
Yeah, he's in Belmarsh.
Is that a prison?
Yeah.
Right.
Shame he's not in the one that the fella escaped from under a Bidvest fan.
Oh yeah, glowing endorsement for one of our former sponsors there.
Won't be the first bad association with that one.
Yep. Yeah. Well, so yes, Julian Assange is in prison, and Royson has Gary's lost Royson's work.
Lost his passport. and his papers to play it into a...
You can deliver the papers, like. Mr. Foster. Aye. Anyway, Sunderland play Cardiff on Sunday afternoon because of the sold-out Women's Nations League game on Friday night.
Yeah, hopefully it's like
tomorrow night.
Properly sold out as well. Like,
yeah.
Is there going to be like 49,000 in there? Because it'd be nice to.
That would be. I mean, you'd think, because there'll be no segment. I don't know.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they'll work it out. But obviously, we had the international game a couple of years ago, but it was in the middle of a storm.
Oh yeah.
Off and it was a little bit of a kind of.
I didn't go to that.
No, I didn't because my garden been blown away at the time.
I can't go because
I don't have a
roof.
My
garden's blown away.
my roof was somewhere in Ecuador, ironically. So
was it the Embassy?
My roof was in Belmarsh, but no, there was a storm that day, so it's nice.
Where is Belmarsh?
That's probably London somewhere.
Sorry.
No, I don't know.
Will you Google it in a minute?
I'll Google it.
Right. Sorry, you were explaining about...
Doing a lot of Googling.
Yeah, you are doing a lot of Googling.
Fact checking. Yeah, so it's good that it's a sellout and it'll look the part. Obviously, you know, Sunderland being a hotbed of especially women's international football, it's going to be good to see.
I'm looking forward. I'm going actually, so I'm looking forward to it. Obviously got the final of the World Cup, so yeah, it'd be nice to see them beat Scotland tomorrow. You'd think they'd win quite comfortably. I don't know.
Well, Scotland have one player, don't they?
Well, you'd think they'd have 11.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I think hopefully they can raise the team.
Yeah,
fingers crossed.
It'd be quite embarrassing really if they can't. So.
Putting an announcement out in the tannoy.
Is anyone Scottish?
Has anyone been to Berwick?
Does anyone look a bit like Preston? Oh no, we can't lose Preston. Well, after that, there's a day off, so everyone can just go to the pub and not have to go to the match, which is great. And then, unfortunately, everyone has to go to the match on Sunday, as we play Cardiff City, which is always, apart from the time we beat them 4-0, shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, we played Cardiff on the end of a good run, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were doing all right.
Yeah.
And we lost 1-0 last season. Yeah.
Like we had Bar in the middle with
Bar and
Neil.
No, it was Bar and Michu played in the middle.
Yeah,
we were terrible. We were terrible.
We were off midfield.
Yeah. We'll just knock it over there.
Yeah, that was very early in their careers in England. So it was a little bit of a wake-up call. And they've started quite well, surprisingly.
They beat Swansea, the big win against Swansea last week, and then they beat
last night as well.
Coventry.
Yeah, so they won that 3-2, and they've got a decent team. They've got Aaron Ramsey, who's scored 3 so far this season.
He scored an absolute perler at Leicester, I think, as well.
Great. It's like rolling back the years. I've always wanted it to work out for him.
I like him.
I don't like to see players like with the distance.
He shouldn't have left Arsenal, really.
Yeah.
It felt like a mistake, that.
Yeah, but it seems to have like kind of. Maybe he's getting on now, 30 odd.
Yeah, maybe in his early 30s.
So we expect this is probably a nice way for him to bring the curtain down, but he seems to be happily rolling back the years.
Yeah, well, he didn't play last night actually against.
They're saving him for Saturday.
Saving him for Sunday. But I don't know a lot about Cardiff really. But I do. Well, I don't know a lot about Sunderland either. But I think. Do you think this time we'll see a couple of changes from Mowbray?
I'm not sure. It's a winning team.
Yeah.
I know, like, in modern football it doesn't really mean much, but I think there's the back forward settled. If Ballard's knock wasn't too bad, I know he got through the game, but you know where that was adrenaline.
Yeah,
you'll be feeling it. Obviously, with the lack of recovery time, it could be one where you might see either one of the new lads come through or or we might see Jensen Seals, or we might see Nectar Triantis. We don't know. That would be the only question mark for me.
What about Pritchard played 90 minutes last night? He doesn't often do that.
Yeah, and Dak's injury was. I'm not sure. Was it Dak's back?
Bradley back.
Bradley Dak's back, Scott.
He is at that age.
Bradley Dak's back crap.
Bradley Dak's back.
Yeah, Bradley Dak's back, I think.
Bradley Dak's backpack.
Yeah. So I'd
take it back quite often.
Not allowed.
I weigh a best of the last time, right?
Yeah, I'm not expecting to see. I wouldn't see any changes myself.
No,
I'd keep it the same.
I have a feeling Pritchard will come out of the team only because he played 90 minutes last night, and he's.
So with that, would you put Bar inside and
I'd bring Roberts in.
Roberts inside, maybe go with the team that played the second half against.
Yeah, I'd probably do. I'm not saying I would drop Pritchard, to be fair. I just think if there's going to be a change, it might be that, purely because he's played a lot of minutes, and he doesn't normally do that. So
no, and he was fantastic against QPR.
Oh, he was great. He was good last night.
Like that kind of experience is what we need. It's no good at all looking to move that kind of experience out, because.
Well, this is why I was getting so annoyed about it. It made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, probably might be proved wrong on it, but I disagreed with getting rid of Lyndon Gooch.
Yeah, I think Gooch. Yeah.
So he's got experience, but he's also got age on his side. He's like.
Yeah, he's 27. He's younger than Luke O'Neill, who got a 4-year deal.
He's played in all three divisions, from top to bottom, back up again. So, and obviously you can see how much he loved the club. So I think letting an experience like that go, especially to another club in the same division, is problematic. I'm not sure where Pritchard could have gone.
No,
he's way too good for League One, even at 29. He's too good for League One.
I don't know, I don't see why any team in the league wouldn't have taken him. Like, if we were actively trying to get rid of him, which it very much looked like at some points we were.
I think it's funny that we're guilty of maybe like kind of familiarity, in that we don't rate our players as highly as other clubs fans do. I remember reading the Loft for Words. He said Patrick Roberts was on the bench and he could have walked into our team and been the best player. And it's like, you don't even think about it in those terms, because it's like
he's just always there.
Yeah, he's just always there. He has good games and bad games, and good moments and bad moments. But we have got a squad that's brimming with talent, perhaps not as much experience as other teams around us, and we need a mix of both to get out of it. So keep that experience while giving the rest of giving the young players the minutes that they need. It's easy enough. You've got 46 games in the season. Hopefully 49. Hopefully it could be 46.
Could be 46. We finished second. Or 23rd. I wasn't supposed to say. You're not supposed to say that, Darryl.
So yeah, I think we've got lots of strength and depth, but having Pritchard at the club still is a definite positive.
I agree. I think he's great. I don't envisage. I agree with you. I don't envisage too many changes. If one or two at the most. And there's even a fight to get on the bench now. So it's nice to see, and it's even I can't think of anything negative. Shall I have a go?
These are the really difficult.
It's getting dark now.
Yeah.
Can Speakman do something about that?
Yeah. Hopefully, he can buy some really big lights.
Yeah. I'm just getting a bit sick of this already, to be honest. Dark nights.
Sound like Elton John.
Yeah.
Where he famously asked someone to do something about the weather. But no. These are the difficult pods.
Yeah, no, because they're not that long. Because there's nothing there.
Because everything's quite good and enjoyable. So
plug the live show.
Yes, you should come to the live show.
You should come to the live show. There are minimal tickets left for the live show.
There are.
But there are enough. Don't worry.
The tickets are down in double figures. So yeah. I mean,
they start in double figures.
Yes. Ignore that. But they're still in double figures. But yeah, it's going to be a good show. We've got Kevin Ball.
Yes.
We've got Darren Williams.
Yes.
And also confirmed this week is Lee Howie.
Yes, Lee Howie, always good value. And Julian Assange.
Julian Assange will be joining us live via video link in Belmar.
You should say that he's not, actually. Where is Belmar?
Oh no, I haven't checked that.
Why?
People might be disappointed.
Yeah, they will. Did we get any questions?
Yes, we got.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'll get
right,
that.
come to that.
I can only do one thing at a time.
It's just, I know.
What do you want? Belmar.
Where's Belmar?
Belmar.
It's the 6th of October. That tickets are £12 plus the associated fees.
It's in London.
It's in London, right?
It's currently closed.
Right.
It opens tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Right, so if you want to go and see Julian Assange in Belmarsh, how can it be closed?
I don't know. Just not for visitors.
Right.
It's quite near the Thames, actually.
Right, so let me get to. Right, lads, away out. See you at 7 in the morning.
It's near Plumstead, wherever that is.
Right, London.
Yeah, it's south of the city.
Right. Well, it's closed anyway, so you can't go.
Southeast London.
Assange won't be joining us, but plenty of people will, and you should too. Read the questions out, Richard.
Yes. We've had a question from J. Assange.
I've got Matt's question of the week as well.
Alright, no, it's fine. First question is from Stephen.
Stephen. Hi, Stephen.
Can you do... You're going to point the microphone towards?
Alright.
Yeah. Can you do a count of 3 and then say that player's name at the same time to compare?
What?
So we've got to say after 3, say his name.
I can't say his name.
Right. But
You do it.
It's Aushishi.
Right.
Aushish.
Aushish,
not Shishe.
Aushish.
Yeah. So that's that done.
Right.
Fip241 asks, what's the funniest chant you've heard at a match?
I can't say that.
The best one, the funniest one, and it got a laugh out loud, was the other week. What was the game where we had David Cook as a referee?
I don't know, mate.
I think it was the Southampton. No, it wasn't. It was earlier in the season, and referee had a bit of a shocker, and got to a quiet point, and the ball went out for a throw in, and it shouldn't have been, or something. And some bloke behind us just shouted, "I hope your wife leaves you." And it was just, it cut through the silence. Like, it was incredible.
I can't think. I've heard a few, but I can never, like, when you put on the spot, it's really difficult to kind of remember. No, I can't remember. I'll tweet it if I remember.
Cool. John Watson asks, who is the better Matthew Keeling lookalike? Is it Thomas Frank or Gareth Ainsworth?
Oh, I'm not.
I don't think you're coming out of either of those very well.
I'd rather have Thomas Frank, if I'm honest.
Yeah. His hair's a lot shorter than yours.
Yeah. But I've got it tied up now anyway.
Yeah. Right. But yeah.
Well, Gareth Ainsworth's a wank.
You don't look like Gareth Ainsworth. No one wants to look like. I don't think even Gareth Ainsworth wants to look like.
No. Oh, he's doing quite a good job of looking like Gareth Ainsworth.
Terrible. Sergeant Scooter Boy asks, when making a brew, do you put milk in first or after?
I don't drink tea, and I won't make it because I don't like the smell. So you're going to have to answer this.
I've experimented with both,
right?
And I noticed no difference. So milk first, no difference. What I did notice, what I did for a bit, was I didn't squeeze the tea bag.
It makes me feel sick. This I can't.
Because apparently all the bitter stuff's in the tea bag. So when you squeeze the tea bag, you're squeezing all the bitterness out.
It makes me feel ill.
But I got some drawstring bags. Someone's earning. I got some drawstring bags recently, and they encourage you to detach the cardboard bit and squeeze fully. Again, it's no discernible difference.
No.
Lovely cup of tea. So I think it's a bit of a false argument that people can tell a difference. So
I wasn't listening deliberately because I can't listen to that. Have you got any more?
That was it.
Was it? I've got Matt's question of the week.
Yes.
Where do you think you'd come in the Grand National if you were just picked and bonked on a random horse?
If I was just riding a horse?
If you were like one of the jockeys pulled out and you had Richard, get on the bishop's hat and ride it.
My ability to stay out of trouble would count for I'd struggle to like stay away from the pack.
Yeah.
So that would be an issue. But when you know this year's Grand National, so many unseated horses, and also kind of right up and towards the end as well.
Yeah.
It's like it's horses thinking, I'm doing really well without that lump on me back.
Much easier without him. Like,
I'd be concerned about the weight. Like not of the horse, but of me. Like the horse
like, fucking hell, mate.
Horse might just buckle. Do you know John Candy couldn't be in the film Three Amigos because he'd be considered too fat for the horse? Just imagine the scene.
Sorry,
John Candy
mate.
on the back of a horse.
Was he in Uncle Buck?
Yes, he was Uncle Buck. He was the
I've done a film thing.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
That's sadly dead.
I reckon I mean, if you think you'd do well in the Grand National and you flunked on a horse with no training,
I think if I stayed out of trouble, I would do as well as like I'd come sixth. I wouldn't place.
I would play. Well, you would place on like Sky Bet, yeah, because they pay like 8th. I reckon I'd place on an extra place race. So I reckon I'd come 8th.
Yeah. Is this like the prelude to like some kind of challenge? In a year's time, am I going to find myself at Aintree, regretting my life choices?
But if you would like to see Richard ride the Grand National next year,
that's been split in two.
Horse view. Oh, mate. The horses in the horse group chat. Who's on you on Saturday? Richard. Who's Richard? I've got someone called Richard Easterbrook. Can't find a Jockey's Club profile for him. Turn it off, for fuck's
sake. 6'2".
You're fucking joking, aren't you?
6'2", 18 stone jockey.
Yeah, how many hands are you like? Right, anyway. Stay tuned for how Richard gets on in the 2024 Grand National. And tweet me with how you think you would fare if you were given a random allocation of a horse at Aintree. Is the newsletter coming out tomorrow?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, lots of good stuff on the website at the moment. So yeah, read it.
Listen to this. Listen to other stuff, other pods that we've done. And there might be one on Sunday, but I'm probably not going to do it. Anything else?
No.
Thanks for listening.